out, there'd be water bottles.
This is Heather Dilley regarding the disappearance of her 14-year-old son, Harley, who was missing for 23 days. This case happened in Cleveland, Ohio in 2020. The child was last seen on a surveillance video walking near his home before his disappearance.
I have a bad memory right now because I died 8 times and was frozen and put in a coma for 25 days.
Later, he was found in Chimney. Community members became suspicious of Heather's actions that day and expressed their concerns to detectives. A search of the home's exterior revealed no forced entry or other indicators regarding the whereabouts of her son. Heather and her husband became the prime suspects. In the end of this interrogation, you will find out her guilty.
This isn't him. He should have already had multiple baths. He eats certain colors, he has sensory processing. He loves his hot fries. He loves his pizzas. And it's gotta be bacon pepperoni. He loves his chicken patty, certain kind of chicken patty. I mean, this isn't his nature at all. Okay. And my parents were like, "Oh, just stay positive, stay positive." But me as a mom, this is starting to get too real. Okay. This isn't him. He's a mama's boy. I mean, through and through, he's a mama's boy. He loves to give him hugs, And then he just saw his niece, who he hadn't seen in 2 years, on Thursday night. So it was like he saw her, Julie, who was there helping me to get the house ready for my niece to come over. They were talking and stuff, and he never goes with us to our friend's house on Sunday because he likes to stay home, hang with his friends, watch his games. He loves football. He's a big commentator. And Julie said, "Are you going to grace us with your presence this time?" And he's like, "Well, there's presents, And then she talked about putting an Xbox in her room because from the last time the police were at our house when he attacked his dad, that's when we told the police, okay, take the Xbox box, let him think you're throwing it away. We never gave it back to him. So he's just about gaming. This boy still plays with wrestlers in the tub. He's very smart. I mean, we just went to the doctor on November 10th because of his behaviors. And even then, she's like, "Harley, you need to get everything in line." She knows him. She's been seeing him for years. He's so routine. This is not like him.
How long has he been like that?
What?
Been real routine, been everything.
Since he was like 5. When he used to have, what do they call it? Head Start come to the house. Everything had to be lined up. Everything had to be stacked. He has his certain ways. He only plays with certain things. He'll play with a group of monster trucks, then play with a group of wrestlers. And even at this age, it's only gaming. Everything's gaming. When he didn't have his game system, he was on his phone playing games. He would be on with James or whoever the other people are that he talked to. And then I found out he was going back to Danielle and James's house, or Danielle and Junior's house. And I wasn't happy because I don't like Danielle Copel. I've gone there a couple times. She's hit Harley, and it's like, I think she listens to what he would say. "Oh, they're not giving me what I want. They're not feeding me." But that's because we're trying to get him to eat his foods. He needs to eat regular foods. He was just on a football team all summer. Now, you have to understand, I have a bad memory right now because I don't know if you've seen what happened to me.
We're from over by the Youngstown.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about any of this, so please inform us.
February 18th, I think it is, I died 8 times and was frozen and put in a coma for 25 days. I was in the hospital. So my parents came and they changed the routine and changed things, and he didn't like that. He wasn't happy about that. But then my parents left. I have hypoxia, so sometimes I have a hard time remembering things, and for him, he even put a video, "I haven't been online because something bad happened, my mom got sick," so he is definitely a mama's boy. And this is just so not him. And I keep going over in my head. I can't think why he would run. Seriously. I can't. There's no indication. He if he was running, then why was he planning on going with us when he normally don't? Okay?
Mhm.
It's just the routines. I keep going back to the routines. It's not him. Even if he gets mad at me, or his dad, or his brother, or, anything, school, he will sit there and he will literally just go away, calm down, and come back. It's just his nature. I don't understand. I seriously do not understand.
Can you walk us through your week, maybe? Maybe there's something that triggered something, or somebody you said
Can I
new
walk
people
you
you
through my
talked
week?
to.
All I can remember,
Or where do you remember from? How about that? Start with where is easy for you.
I know Saturday, he asked me for a pair of leggings for his then girlfriend, Tessa. I asked what size, trying to get information. And he said, well, probably the smallest. And I said, well, you wear one size, because he wears my leggings. And he goes, do you still have the Pepsi ones? And I said, yes. So I gave him the Pepsi ones. Then he told us he was supposed to go to a birthday party on Sunday, because we go and do the auction every Sunday at family dinner. And he was home. And I'm like, I thought you had a birthday party to go to.
Mm-hmm.
She broke up with me. I'm like, oh, jeez, here we go. I know this is going to start something, because he doesn't just take things well.
Did he tell you what happened?
No.
Did you get into that with him?
No, he didn't tell me anything. I don't know. He doesn't open up like that. He's 14 years old.
To start with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any 14-year-old boy, yeah.
I mean,
How long was he with Tessa?
I couldn't even tell you. Because before I found out about Tessa, he was trying to get back with his ex, Abby. So, and even asked me to take him to the movies, and Abby's dad said, he's nothing but a crybaby, I don't want him with my daughter.
This moment is specific and significant because it identifies a direct social, emotional trigger and a wound to masculine identity. The mother glosses over this quickly, moving to logistics, but the content is critical. A 14-year-old boy, already struggling with impulse control and rejection, is explicitly labeled a crybaby and barred from seeing a girl by her father. For a teenager with suspected ODD and a need to prove people wrong, as his mother states later, this is a potential humiliation that fuels resentment and acting out behavior. Psychologically, this moment also reveals the mother's role as an enabler/negotiator and highlights her inability to see this rejection as a potential catalyst for her son's escalating behavior or desire to run. It shifts the motive from random defiance to a possible response to perceived emasculation.
So, he was supposed to be going to the movies I couldn't even tell you what day it was, but it was a Wednesday, and we found him walking with another girl, and that's when he said later that evening that was Tessa, his new girlfriend. So, I don't know time,
Okay.
Do you remember when the breakup was? Do you remember when the leggings incident happened? Like, when was the leggings?
Sunday was, he was supposed to go to the party, that's when they broke up.
Like the 15th Sunday, not this past
Right,
one, the
the
one
Sunday
prior.
before he
Right.
was, okay, got
Right.
it, got
Okay.
it.
And then I do know that on Monday was his choir concert because his dad went. I stayed home with Rory. And then, Wednesday I had my leggings show. I mean, this is how much I can remember.
No, it's okay. You're doing
And he was in my video on the leggings show. He said hi to everybody, because
Did you
that's how
LuLaRoe?
he is.
great.
Huh?
Did you do LuLaRoe
No,
or
I
a
have
different
my
company?
I have my own business.
Oh, very good.
Well, after I got out of the hospital, I felt I needed to do something to help. There were a lot of medical bills.
I bet.
And on top of that, if something happened to me again, I wanted them to have something.
Sure.
I don't want to be just the mom that was sick. Because when the incident happened with Marcus, I couldn't do anything to help because I'm so afraid to die again myself that I
We don't know what the incident with Marcus is, by the way.
Oh, Harley wouldn't get off his game system. And Harley kind of was like addicted to it, if you could think of it like that, a drug, because he had to be on it. You're ruining my life. I need my game system, you know. Well, when you take that away from him and you try to take the wires off, he puts his arms around you and he tries to pull everything away. He gets in your face, he blocks the door. The police had to come, he shut the power off to the house, everything. So, and I wasn't even home when this all started. This continued when I got home. So, but he calmed down after the police talked to him. He didn't ask about the game system, you know, because he still had a phone. But he also got in trouble at school. He got OSS for slapping a kid in school and he has assault charges. In fact, we just got the papers Saturday. I don't even know what day it is anymore. Monday. Thursday, Christmas. I want to say it was Monday or Tuesday. We got the papers that he's supposed to be at court on the 3rd. And he never thought that he would get that. They're not going to do anything. They didn't do anything. You know, so we kept telling him, no, you're going to end up in DH if you don't change your ways. So, but he don't believe it. He's not accepting that this is a consequence. Because then he got in trouble after he went back from OSS. December 6th, he went back to school. It was the next week. It was the next week sometime. He got in trouble again for kicking a boy in the balls. So the principal said instead of making this an assault, they wanted to talk with Officer Vance and find out if, you know, because at middle school he was on a behavioral plan. He had to have outlets for his anger, for the way he handled things.
They haven't done that in high school yet.
Well, no, they did have something. Because he had a 2-hour detention instead of another assault charge, as far as I know. I mean, we haven't gone to court, so I don't know.
Okay.
But see, he had problems before in middle school. We had to get an attorney to keep him out of DH, and he went on probation and had to go into counseling, and we went through this with our daughter too. As far as the week, everything was fine. He wasn't yelling at me. He was getting along with his brother. He wasn't short with us. There, just nothing that happened with me, you know, that I could say that would even indicate, yes, I told him, you get your out of the house and go to school because it's the last day. Why, you know, why pull this? But, you know, if you talk to his doctor, we discussed the fact that he's always trying to get out of school. And I've gone to the principals and asked them, why doesn't he want to come to school? What is going on? And they said, well, he's had a couple problems. There was a kid, he threw, one of the kids said something about they don't feel pain, and Harley said he had to check it out, you know. I don't remember what it was. He threw something, or he cut him somehow, not like slash or anything. But see, Harley takes those challenges, you know, because he wants to prove people wrong. He's the first to say, no, you're wrong about something, and he'll prove it. But he is such a good writer. He's pain in the ass, but he's a good kid. Seriously.
He's a teenager.
Yeah, he's my Harley, you know?
You said he's a big gamer. What does he play? What games does he play?
James told me that they play at his house Fortnite, and it's Onyx something is his name, because I told James, I said, get on there, see if you see him, if he'll talk to you.
Yeah.
But then I found out so many people have contacted me. People I've never even heard of their names say they know my son. And he goes on Roblox at the library, I was told.
What's that?
Roblox?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be for autistic kids. It's kind of like you build dimensions and stuff. So you would like build buildings and expand and almost like, I'm not a gamer. I seriously, I don't.
Mario Kart, that's about my limit.
Mhm.
We don't play anything. I'm
So it's roadblocks?
ROBLOX.
Okay.
There's another one that somebody said, Madam NFL.
Mhm. Mad.
Oh, he loves football. He loves football. And that's why his uncle got mad that he never wanted to come on Sundays because they watch football.
Yeah.
And he's got a big TV, you know? But it's Harley. He's always been like this, you know? And the fact that I didn't call on Friday, Harley's pulled that where he's just needed to get away. Something was going on. Not necessarily us, not necessarily school. It could be a girl upset him, or it could just be, and when he had his phone, he would be like, oh, well, my phone died, so I didn't think about, you know, and I didn't feel, nor did my parents, that this was anything. We honestly thought, oh, it's the weekend, he's gonna pull something. That's all it is. What got us was when we were out on Saturday and came home and he wasn't there at curfew, then it started feeling real. Something is wrong, you know? Sorry, I try not to cry because I don't want to.
Just relax. If you need
Yeah.
to take a break
Take
or
a
whatever,
break.
you just let us know.
I can't explain how I just feel he did not run.
Okay.
Okay? It's not him. Anybody who knows him knows how he is.
Do you think his gaming is more to play the games, or is it more to socialize with other people? Not like they use those Xboxes. to talk to
Honestly,
people.
he gets blacked where you get in trouble.
Oh yeah, you like blacklisted or whatever.
He
right?
gets that a lot from fighting with people. I've had to go in there and I've cussed him out, getting him off the system. He hardly speaks his mind. Okay? Oh God, how do you explain it?
There's no filter.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
becomes a real
Yeah.
environment for
Yeah.
kids,
Yeah.
you know?
He has no filter. That's the best word.
Yeah.
He says what he has to say and he don't care what you think. You know? And that's what scares me too, because I don't know if he talked to somebody. That's why I was asking James, please see if he's been on. And he wants to be famous. In fact, in his yearbook, he was voted to be a YouTuber. You know? He wants to be famous like that. He wants to broadcasting. It was robotics, so we put him through college. He's been to kids college every year. He's been to electrician school. Anything to get him to learn, to keep his interest. You know, when I was in college, he would sit down and listen with me. Of course, he was younger then, but the point being, ever since what happened with me, I guess you could say I have not been there as much as I could for him. As far as making sure, are you okay, kind of thing. But he'll come out, sit with me, cuddle, he'll grab the blanket, you know, he'll want to be with me. So I don't ignore him. I offered to take him to movies. All those new movies that came out. I said, let's go see a movie. Come to the store with me to get away from his brother. Come on, a 4-year-old and a 14-year-old. You know? He didn't want to. I offered him money to help me to go through my legging business just to separate what came in. He didn't want to. He's all about the gaming and his friends.
So when he's on, which game does he get like blacklisted from? Do you know?
No.
Okay.
Ever since, I don't know what date that was that they took, or came in, and I had them pretend to take the Xbox. He has not had it since then.
Okay.
So whatever he played on was at other people's houses.
And you said, what was it, Onyx?
Onyx something. It's on my phone, which is in the car.
Okay.
'Cause
And
that's
James
what-
Crow knows.
Okay.
And then James has contacted me. He's so worried about Harley.
So you think his name has Onyx in it, like his username?
Yeah, Onyx something.
We can get that though. If you have it on your phone, that's helpful.
Yeah,
That would be good.
absolutely, absolutely.
That's perfect.
And you said his friends, there's 2 Jameses, right? But they don't
No,
come
there's
with-
James Jr. and Daniel.
Okay.
Junior and Daniel are in the same home, and then there's James. I just recently found out more people, but see, when he was in football, he was talking to more people. You know, they were hanging out, they were going, lifted weights, they had weightlifting they had to do for football to prepare for,
Mhm.
and he was all gung-ho. He was enjoying it. He even tried eggs. Oh my God, this kid tried eggs. He wanted bacon. I said, then you have to eat an egg. You want to be in football, you want to be in sports, you need to do this. So proud of him. Oh, I put pictures up. I was so happy that he tried something new. And then he decided he didn't want to be in football anymore all of a sudden,
Like
Yeah.
mid-season or before it started?
before it started,
During weightlifting?
right when tackling started. And I'm like, okay, maybe you could talk to someone else. So then he became manager. They made a manager. He was in the paper for a year, everything.
But you like that, huh?
He liked it until this is what he said, until nobody was praising him for doing stuff. You know, he wasn't getting any recognition. Before it was, oh, you're a football player. Now you're just manager, you're getting towels, you're
Mhm.
running for things. But he also told us when school started that it was so cool that the high school, since he just started high school, that the older kids, the high schoolers, they were like, hey, Harley, how, you know.
I knew him because of that.
Right.
Yeah.
So he felt comfortable with that. But
Did he have a problem with someone on the football team? Like, did he ever say, like a specific kid,
No.
something happened?
No. In fact, I continue to volunteer with the fullbackers group and the football moms. I continue to volunteer. I like to help the community, you know, so, no, we were all gung-ho. We were all for it, had car decals made, and then I even showed everybody the decals and helped raise money for the football team. So, and then all of a sudden he was done with it.
He never said anything else, never, does he confide in anyone else other than you?
He has TNT mentoring. But then I just found out when all this happened that he hasn't been to mentoring. I thought he was at mentoring after school on Friday, you know? Last Friday I knew it was detention. This Friday I thought he was with his mentor. But they said he hasn't been there for a couple weeks after school. So, we tried. I have friends with older kids, you know, if you need to talk, especially the fact that he's a boy. There's gotta be questions and things. He can't go to his dad for that stuff. His dad's not that kind of dad.
Have you two been together all his life?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I've tried. I even, Julie Bowman, we worked with her so much trying to get him into things. That's how we got him into the camps and stuff. He went away. Mo knows him really well too. We volunteered to ring the bell. With no money. We're not doing it, you know, how some people do it to get help. Do it because we were supposed to actually ring on Monday and Tuesday. I signed 96 Christmas cards to hand out. You know, because that's how we are. And this isn't him. Something is wrong.
And they told us something happened Monday, that he broke his phone or something. What happened Monday that something happened to his cell phone?
Apparently, his phone was broke. We didn't know this.
What kind of phone does he have? Was that phone, anyway?
They found the box. I'm trying to remember. I just see a green box.
Smartphone, flip phone.
Oh, a smartphone.
Okay.
It's gotta be a smartphone or he can't do his gaming and videos.
Okay.
What do I have? I have a Moto G Forge. He has a it starts with an F.
Do you remember where it came from?
Cricket.
Yeah, that's a Cricket mobile.
Yes, it's a Cricket mobile. Our account's with Cricket.
How did it
My
break?
parents gave him the money for his birthday.
Like the screen was broke or it just didn't work? What was he?
The last we knew, he had a crack in the screen, okay? When this incident happened, and I don't even remember what happened, he said, I need a new phone or something came out. And then, he showed me the phone, and I'm like, what happened? What did you do? I'm not replacing, I can't keep replacing phones. And, he went back in his room and I heard smash, cause he's got, a metal futon. So I heard just like something connecting, and he come back out and he goes, it's broke.
2 pieces.
This is your phone. I'm like, what do you mean it's my phone? I didn't even know he took my extra phone, And then I said, give me the phone. No, I'm not giving you the phone. I said, give me the phone. No, I'm not giving you the phone. I said, give me the phone. He said, oh. And he took the SIM. I don't care about the SIM card. Just give me the phone. Set it right next to me, went to his room. I got up, got a bag, put the phone in it, marked down the date, because if anything happens, from the incident November 10th, when he went to the doctor, we decided he needed to get back into counseling, but she feels it's oppositional defiant disorder, and she wanted to find someone that can work with that, so he has an appointment with Velasco and Associates in January. It's all set up. So I was kind of like documenting everything, because between what's going on at school and everything, and even when I was in there with Mr. Vance, I said, I don't know what's going on, this isn't him. He just, the last incident where he kicked somebody in the balls, he told us that it was a girl that said he had to do it or she would get someone else to do it to him. And that was like, why would you listen to a girl? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's been bullied his whole life, and his sister beat the out of him. So I don't, he has PTSD from her. It's just, this isn't him. This,
So he had your phone that he broke?
my
because-
old phone
Because the screen on his was broke.
is
to
what
start with.
we're assuming. We didn't
Okay.
know his was broke at all.
Okay.
Had I known it was broke, we have insurance, but it's still $50. But his Chromebook's broke at school too, and they wanted me to give $100. I said, no. It wasn't broke when he left. When we were at middle school, we had an agreement with the principal then. I'm sorry, I keep staring at her and there's eyes over here.
That's okay.
We're used to it, yeah.
We had an agreement, the principal and I, that he was not to bring it home because he wasn't doing homework. He was going on everything else. And I didn't want the responsibility. So they agreed. He was not allowed to bring it home. You want to work on stuff, you have a study hall, whatever. But he has no access at our house for anything. So
So it's been since Monday that he was able to get on his phone of any kind? that
if
you
that's the
know of?
17th, yes.
Okay, it's Tuesday, 17th.
Okay,
Okay, so Tuesday.
okay. Because I just remember Monday was a concert, the 17th is written on the bag, the 18th was my show, Thursday we got to see our granddaughter, sorry, that was a big thing. And that's why I said he was even out there and he was pleasant, he came out. He's kind of like those kids that hide in their rooms and come, what are they called, hermits? He'll hide in his room, he'll take his food to his room, he'll do everything in his room. I don't think he pees half the time. Seriously, I think he was peeing in bottles at times. Because when he would come out, there'd be water bottles, And when I went through the room, I found chips and cookies and wrappers and, you know, he's come out and had stacks of cups. That's why I didn't want the game system anymore. And I do know that he was asking me at Christmas for a game system. I said, no. And I've never stood my ground. And that's what my mom and dad said. He's retaliating because I actually said no to him. You know? But, again, there was no problems. I have... If we had an argument, it would be a different story. Okay? It's just so hard. This isn't him.
You said he didn't want to go to school. Was that a new thing, or has
Oh,
he been
no.
fighting going to school for
He's
a
been
while?
fighting to go to school.
Okay. So
there
not
were-
like maybe something happened at school that's new and he doesn't want to go see someone. It's a common occurrence.
You're asking the wrong person, because there's times where he said, oh, I don't feel good, and he would have the sugar shits, excuse my term, but that's because he ate junk. He don't eat fruits and vegetables, you know? He don't eat meat. He eats, now I can give him veal, because veal looks like chicken patties, you know? So I was able to trick him ways like that, but no. The doctor even gave him a note for him to be able to go to the bathroom whenever he wanted, because he was having problems with his bowels.
Yeah.
And that was November 10th. But then I found out from the principal that there was a time that they found Harley hiding in the bathroom, missed class, you know? So to me, the school knows more about how he was there and why he wouldn't go. You know, I don't know anybody other than, like I said, James. Oh my God, James calls my phone 10, 15 times a day half the time, you know? And Junior and Daniel, well, I couldn't even get their mother to talk to me half the time, you know? She's had some shady people there, and I've told Harley, please don't go there anymore.
Do you know when the last time he was there was?
Apparently Thursday is what I was told.
This Thursday before he ran. Okay. Where do they live in comparison to your house?
They live on Monroe. My husband knows the address. He took the police over there.
How do you get to it from your house? I was standing in your driveway, standing in the alley next to your house.
Okay, here's Fulton.
Okay.
You would continue, see, it depends on how he would go. You could continue going straight up to Monroe and go left, or you can cut through and cut behind the school and stuff.
So it's walking distance then?
Yeah. He walked his girlfriends all the way over at Perry's Glen. Is that what it's called? His ex-girlfriend, so.
Would it be near, like I know where the hospital is and the school is in conjunction
Okay,
with your house?
hospital, high school, and then a road right back here. In fact, last night my husband came in because somebody contacted us about him hanging out at a brick house on Elma. And that was right around the corner from where James and Junior, or not James, I keep saying James, Junior and Daniel are. So, and I've never heard of that house.
Was it like a occupied house, empty house?
It's occupied.
There's no.
But you don't know whose.
Elma.
My husband he brought it into here for them to check it out, since I never even knew who this lady was. There's so many people on Facebook claiming to be friends with Harley. I've never even heard their names. You know, so I don't know. Just everything we get, we turn in.
No, go ahead.
Oh, you probably know this, or if you told the police department, is he on any kind of medication?
No.
Or nothing? Okay.
No,
That was
that's,
one of the ones I wanted to ask.
yes, he used to be years ago, and then he stopped. The whole reason he stopped going to counseling is because I carried his down the stairs, because you have to go downstairs to the behavioral, the counseling, and got him in there, and they tell him he don't want to be there, he don't have to be there, and we left. Well, guess what? That makes me feel like, why am I wasting my time?
Yeah.
And he don't have to do it. So we stayed out of counseling. We got into TNT mentoring, But with this behavior that started happening, I started feeling at school there was more of a problem. Officer Vance, oh, you're still doing a great job. Everything's still going good. You've had a great start of the year. That's not how my kids go. If I look at my last child and I look at him, the behavioral, every 3 months something happens where it's behavioral. And if you look at Harley's past, it's similar. You know, he'd do really good the beginning of school, and then all of a sudden, when you start getting the breaks and the weather changes and he don't have the freedom, things get bad. So, but that's what I mean. I know him.
Mm-hmm.
And my friends know him because they've seen how he is. They've experienced it. I have friends that have similar issues in their kids, and we talk about it, you know. My grandparents' group, we talk about it. That he's not autistic, he has Asperger's. He has, I just got dizzy.
You right?
Water or anything? These are all.
Remember the bathroom's directly across if you need to.
Sorry.
No, you're right.
I went to my doctor for this. I've been having this problem. I just drew blood again. I think it's the medicine they put me on. I'm still getting used to it.
Oops, sorry.
What were we talking about?
You said that he has Asperger's.
Oh, oppositional defiant disorder, PTSD from his sister beating him with a belt when he was 2.
This moment is a concentrated summary of Harley's complex clinical profile, delivered almost as a reflexive list. Notably, she attributes his PTSD to a specific traumatic event, a detail that humanizes his behavioral challenges and suggests she carries guilt or a need to explain his volatility. The rapid, matter-of-fact delivery also hints at a system overload. She has internalized these labels but may not fully integrate them into a coherent understanding of how they interact.
Sensory processing disorder, anger issues. In fact, the school was going to be doing like an anger management and a mediation between him and the boy that one of the incidents was with. And I asked, did they do anything? And they said they hadn't got to it yet. So.
Thursday, you said he met your granddaughter?
Yes. He's seen her before. Our son, Rory, is actually our grandson. We adopted him.
Okay.
Our daughter couldn't be a mom. She's got her own issues. And then she went off and got pregnant again. She gave that baby to the mother of the father. For the time from she was 11 days old until she was about a month old, we really didn't see her. And then the grandmother who had her, now mom, it's such a hard, long story. She started feeling that Ashlyn was lying about things and that we needed to be in Riley's life. Everything was fine up until February 6th of what year is this?
19.
17. I want to say it was 2017. My parents wanted us to go for visitation because Kendra started not letting us see her as much as we were, and we wanted to remain in her life. This was way before she adopted. When she found out we were taking her to court, that was it. She stopped us seeing her. Didn't see her for a long time.
So she's not a newborn baby?
No, she's 3.5, and she's Rory's sister, biological. But when Kendra found out, this has been a horrible year. This year's just what happened with me in the hospital. Then when I got out of the hospital, I was at cardiac rehab and ended up going into status des pointes and had to be admitted. Basically, my heart was irregular. And there's nothing wrong with my heart. That's what we don't get. That's why I'm trying to stay calm. Then I had a blood clot, so I wasn't even able to drive myself. My mom stayed here later. My dad went back home. And then, and poor Harley through all this, he didn't want my parents there. He didn't want his dad there. He didn't want anybody to be changing stuff around the house. Things got moved. My parents threw so much stuff away. I still can't find things, you know? And then I got cleared of my blood clot, and the next day I ended up in the ER for hemorrhaging. And the next week ended up having an ablation because I was bleeding 3 box tampons and a pack of pads in 10 days. So yeah, I was bad. So again, here I am, not able to do much, but he's 14. I see he's here, he's alive, he's not bleeding, you know.
Yeah.
So when something happened and I had to go back to the school, I would tell them the truth. I don't know what's going on, you know? I don't see anything bad. Whatever they tell me, like, okay, he got in trouble at school because he didn't have a clear water bottle. He brought in sparkling water. And he said, it wasn't even, to me it's not a cuss word. Of course that might be me. But he said it in class. And they kicked him out of class. And then the teacher didn't want him in that class. So, you know, he's had those type of problems at school, but not at home, you know? And when he was, I don't know if the teachers or the principal or school told you, well, he was on OSS, it was Thanksgiving break. I got a hold of people and got him to volunteer and go help at the kitchen to hand out food. Because that's how we are. You do something wrong, you give back. Because, you know, well, you're not gonna be home playing games and doing stuff. I made him run with me, you know, so this just isn't.
If you can remember, what's the longest he's been away when he would take off?
That's why we called. Because
it's definitely over the normal limit.
Yeah. Friday would be, okay, I'm gonna stay out, not coming home. That's not him.
So 1 day maximum.
Yeah. That's why my husband immediately went driving by a house to see if there was anybody there. When he didn't see cars, he said, I'm going to police. Because that's just not him, you know? That seriously is not him. He just.
So Thursday he went to school, right?
Yes.
Thursday after school is when he saw the grandchild.
Yes. She came over, let's see, Marcus had physical therapy. I wanna say it was like 5:30 they showed up. 5:30, something like that, they showed up. And we did Christmas with Riley. Kendra was there with her mom, with Lily, Riley, Julie, we call her our niece, but our friend's daughter, Rory, and Marcus and I. And Harley came out of that room, and like I said, Julie's like, are you gonna grace us with your presence? Because they don't see him. The last time they saw him was Julie's graduation party. That was in July.
So he went right back in his bedroom then, stayed back there
No.
at the end, or
He
stayed out?
left, he said he was gonna go out to his friends, which is normal for him again. And it's usually James or Daniel's.
Mhm.
And then he comes right home because he has school curfew. I left, after he left, Kendra left, then I left to take Julie home because Julie got a call her grandparents were coming to bring cookie tray because of Christmas. And then when I got there, Jess was there, that's my best friend. I shop a lot. 'Cause I like to give things away. I had a green laundry basket full of what I called stocking stuffers, and there was like 4 presents in a bag, 3 presents, boy and girl. And Jess teaches at a daycare. So she wanted to go through them. So we sat there, I had a cup of hot chocolate. Marcus was still hungry, so I said, well, where do you want me to go? He said Arby's, so I was there, then I went straight home. When I got home, Harley was home. But I didn't, go talk to him or anything. And then before I went to bed, I went to check, because he likes to leave his TV on, or his glasses, and I opened the door, nothing was on, glasses off, he was asleep.
What time do
So-
you think that was?
10:30, 11. Because I try to make sure he's asleep by 11, because otherwise he's hard to get up in the morning. But you have to understand, Harley likes to get himself up in the morning, his routine, go take a bath, then get dressed and go to school. You know, he doesn't always ask me for money, which drives me nuts because then I get, oh, you owe $20. You know, so he has his own routine. And that's why I said, this is not like him. Something is off.
So Thursday, who would have been home with it? He left before you left, you said.
He
went
left
to a friend's
before,
house.
he left, then Kendra left, and then I took Julie home.
Was it still light out or dark out?
It's, what time was it? That was like 6 something, so no, it started getting dark.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who was left at the house?
My husband.
Okay. Did you ever talk to him about when he came home Thursday? Just you knew he was back before you got
Yeah.
back, which
Yeah.
was around what time, do you think?
I got back. Maybe 9:45, 10 o'clock.
Okay.
I know when they looked at the receipt, it was 9:34 at Arby's, so from however Arby's and right there on 53 to home would be.
They have found video footage of Harley leaving the house around 8 o'clock at night, that he would have been back by then. And it was around the house that he left your house and went somewhere for roughly 8 minutes and came right back. Are any of his friends that close that he could have gone to their house and come back?
In 8 minutes?
Yes. They found it odd that he left quickly for a very short period of time, which was 8 minutes, and then came running back to the house and went back in the house.
The only person that's close, the closest friend is James Crow. He's on 7th Street. I don't know anybody else over by our house.
I don't know where 7th Street is.
Yeah.
Like, could you make it to
Um,
7th Street in that amount of time if you? I don't know. I don't even have a map to know, right, I guess.
Okay, here's my house, which
Okay.
is 5th.
Okay.
Here's Fulton. The first street is 6th, next one is 7th.
Any like stores nearby that he would offer them to
There's
go out?
he loves to go to the corner store, that drive-through, because they got his hot fries and his cheddar fries.
Could you make that in the 8 minutes? Just because we're not friends.
I would
here,
say that's the closest, but
Would he have money to do that?
not from us.
Okay.
Not.
Maybe money in the house hidden somewhere that he would know.
You know, it's funny you said that, because after all this happened, I checked and all the change is still in all the jars.
Okay.
But I didn't know about the credit card they found, the prepaid card in his room either, in his name. So, I know he told me his lunch account was minus $20. So, he's not, if he had lunch with me, I'm sure he would pay to eat, I would think.
When he leaves, does he normally walk or run? Is it like a normal
I've
thing for
never seen
him?
that boy run. Seriously.
He was moving fast in the footage. Out of the house and back to the house. Anyone you could think that he would want to meet? Maybe one of the ex-girlfriend, the Tessa, or someone that he would be sneaking out that wasn't.
Tessa lives way across, about a mile away. Now you got me seriously confused because no, I don't know. I wasn't home.
With the house next door to you guys, do you ever have any problems with like the halfway house next to you?
Do I like them? No. Do I think there's creepy people and lots of them? Yeah. We've wanted to get cameras. There have been neighbors that have talked about things going on. We've even tried to move so many times. But I sold my van to one of them. So I thought, hey, they offered to do my yard work in the front yard, because my husband well, because of my heart problems, my husband working so much. Then my husband got injured at work and was on light duty. So if I need anything, you know, call.
Have you ever had problems with any of them specifically that you know of?
No.
Okay. Do your kids ever interact with them?
Rory doesn't go outside.
Okay.
Only because I don't have the strength to run after him.
Understood.
God, I don't know.
Okay.
I know that my neighbor in the yellow house across came over, and when she saw all this going on, she's like, Harley stays right here in the yard. He doesn't like, you know, he's not like a loud kid or anything. He won't touch my husband. I'm sorry. I'm just.
No, anything you think of is worth saying. Yeah.
My husband, he even got a mini bike and a go-kart thinking he would be involved. He doesn't have any interest. You know, he don't stay in the yard like playing or anything. He goes to James and Daniels.
Oh, I know what I wanted to ask you before. Can Harley swim? Like, has he ever taken swim lessons? Does he know how to swim?
Never took swim lessons. Learned how to swim when we were in Florida. And over summer, he went to Little Ted's. But again, I had to drag him to go. He don't like to swim.
What's Little Ted's?
Little Ted's Cottages in Marblehead.
Oh.
It's, my mom and dad's friends own it. In fact, they came from Florida and they were checking. So.
Is it somewhere he could have walked to?
Over 14 miles. He's never walked that far. This is what I mean. This is so.
Yeah. Would he have known how to get there? Like.
Yeah, he knows how to
it's
get
like
there.
a straight type shop. Okay.
He knows how to get there. He knows how to get to the stores.
Did he swim though this summer? Is that what you're saying when you were
A
there?
little.
Okay, so he knows how to generally swim.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but he don't care to swim. He don't fish. We tried that. He does. We took him and taught him how to do gun safety through class. He's done archery, but he never continued to show interest. I do know when he was at camp with Salvation Army that he canoed. But I don't know much more about that. He doesn't care to be outdoors. Oh, and he hates bugs. Oh my God. He screams like a girl.
So the idea for him to be out camping somewhere is
No.
probably very unlikely.
No. When his sister ran away and was found in a tent, she had no fears. She just didn't care. Him,
Wouldn't do it, huh?
no. He's just not. That's definitely not. But are you serious? He left the house at 8 like that?
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't Marcus say something?
I don't think he knew. So we didn't know what would be in a close vicinity that he would run to quickly.
I don't know. I really don't. I have no clue.
When Harley was little, let me ask, did you play hide and go seek with him? Did he do anything like that, like as a kid? Did he care to do that as a kid?
Harley wouldn't even touch the grass. Because of the sensory.
Trying to think of if something scared him, like if he was walking and something scared him, where would he hide? Like as a child, did he hide in closets? Some kids hide in specific locations, things feel comfortable to them. Is there a certain thing that Harley would revert back to when he was a child that would maybe...
The only thing his counselor taught him was to turtle in. To, go like a turtle.
He was never drawn to certain cars, certain buildings, boats,
No,
anything?
we even have a safe word that we joke around because we're teaching Rory it since he's 4 for danger, stranger danger, and Harley has a safe word to get in a car.
What's his safe word?
Monster Jam.
Monster Jam?
Something he would always remember.
Okay. Is there anything, so hot fries or something that Harley loves?
Oh, he loves hot fries.
What are other things that somebody else might know about him that Harley would enjoy, that he would be comfortable with?
He's only into gaming and he's into sports. That boy can tell you everything and anything about sport. He
Just football or all sports?
football, baseball. He has like those, what are they called? The urine. He's facts books. He's a fact person. Like I said, he'll tell you if you're wrong on something. He'll call you out. Only place other than the library. And we've, my husband's been up to the library. I don't know the last time he's been to the library. I know he said he went with Tessa, I think, one time to the library. Could have been Abigail. Like I said, it happened so fast with them too.
Where's the library in conjunction to your home? Like, your house, hospital,
Here's my
school.
house, straight up 5th, the courthouse, and the library.
Okay.
It's right across from the courthouse.
Okay. So decently close.
Yeah, but not 8 minutes. I just, that's driving me nuts because I don't know where he would go or why. Can you say a direction? I mean,
I think the same direction, like the way the school goes. You know what I mean? Like when he walks down that alley towards the school, because that's where a camera caught him. Same way.
no. Now you really got me because there's nothing over there.
Okay. If Harley was to leave, like if he purposefully walked away and left, what would he take with him that if he didn't have, he'd be upset?
A phone if he had it, which, believe me, I pray to God I would have given him a fucking phone. He don't have anything security, it's always his phone.
How about just valuable though, something that if he was gonna go somewhere, he wants that.
Any like sports memorabilia? Any like a
No.
toy that's from one of those online games? A coin? A certain pair of clothes or underwear or something that is significant
He's
to him?
always in sports related clothing, like jerseys, activity wear.
How about like a ledger with all his gaming stuff in it? Does he keep something like that, or does he just has it all memorized?
Everything's in that head. And it could be something from 2 years ago, and he's like, hey, do you remember you told me you were gonna buy me?
That's convenient.
Yeah.
Alright, so they said he had on the red puffer jacket, right?
Yes, because that's not in the house.
Okay.
That's his only coat.
Okay. Do you know what shirt he would have had on?
I've tried.
Need your laptop?
Yes, can I grab it?
Yeah. Do you need the neckgear too, probably?
Yeah.
I'm assuming it would be one of his jerseys.
Like a sports jersey.
His Cavs, he loves Cavs. Cleveland Browns, trying to think what else he has. He wanted the Cavs so bad they have a new $71 jersey. Cleveland Browns shirt. He has, I'm trying to think, his sister bought him for Christmas last year one too. But it's usually a jersey. But see, here's the problem, and I told this to the officers. James Crow's parents cleaned out the garage. And I can't tell you when exactly it was. The father dropped Harley off with 2 garbage bags full of clothes and shoes. So I don't
He's
know.
got new stuff that you don't know about.
Yeah, because when I was even doing the laundry, cleaning his room, I'm like, this must be from them, because I didn't buy it. I'm a Walmart girl, okay? I'm not going to spend a fortune. He goes through clothes too fast. And honestly, if you look at some pictures from 2 years ago, he's still in those clothes. He just started gaining weight. He was on 6 medications before, because he has allergy, sinus, asthma, and
Do you happen to know, it's a weird one, but since you do his laundry, do you know what undergarments he would be wearing? Like, does he wear a specific type of underwear? Does he wear a specific type of undershirt? Anything like
No
that?
undershirt specific. Most his underwear we just bought him is the boy cut, what do you call that?
Cotton or like satiny? Or
Oh,
like
no,
the-
cotton.
Okay.
No.
The boxer junk thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
okay.
type. But they're Fruit of the Loom. I didn't buy anything special.
Any specific colors or just white or black?
I wanna say his are black and he has an olive green, but see now I might be getting Rory confused. Cause he just started wearing underwear and he has a few weird ones. I wanna say black, like dark colors.
Okay.
It's, he don't have any designy,
Okay.
like
Yeah, yeah.
sport or anything.
Yeah, that was the question.
Um,
Would he be wearing jeans? Would he be wearing
No.
like whooshy exercise pants?
Harley does not wear jeans. The 2 pair of jeans that were found in his room are not even his. I didn't buy them.
What does he wear?
He wears,
Rory? Have you asked Rory if
No.
Harley said anything to him? If the, if he.
no, he's 4. To him, he thinks Harley's at James's. He even says, "Can I go to James?" So no. Rory,
I didn't know if Harley had left on his own free will, if he had said something to Rory. I mean, if he said, "I'll see you later," or.
well, Rory was
"Goodbye,"
asleep on Friday. And Thursday night, Rory was asleep when I got home.
Okay.
That's all I can tell you. You'd have to talk to Mark.
Okay.
But you're welcome to talk to Rory. I mean, I don't know what a 4-year-old's gonna tell you. He repeats things. He said, the other day when I was at my sister's, well, you haven't been to your sister's house in 2 years, so, that's why when I found all those video cameras and all, all the little, or not video cameras, flash drives and everything in his room, I just gave it all to you guys.
Yeah, that's good.
'Cause I have no clue.
Anything else you can think of?
I don't think so. If we can get that gamer name off you, that would
Yeah,
be
yeah.
very
Yeah,
Your
helpful.
phone,
if my
that'd be-
phone's in the car.
Yeah,
with
that'd be
my
great.
parents.
Great.
Yeah. That way they can
Perfect.
look it up. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry we made you upset and we had to ask a whole bunch of questions
Oh,
about.
I'm sure when I get to car, I'll pull my eyes out with my mom.
But if you think of anything too, just call the police department. They can get a hold of us. That way it's not anything.
I do have a card.
I do too, but
Believe.
anything you can think of, don't think it's the cell phone number that you'd want. If you call the other ones, I won't answer.
Yeah, it's mobile.
Okay.
Call.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sorry,
Heather.
I hope I gave you.
Thank you.
No,
that
enough
was very
to-
Don't
helpful.
apologize.
Yeah,
You
no,
were very
definitely.
thorough.
I mean, if you talk to all our friends, they'll tell you the same thing. He's an incredible person, very loving, but he has his own way. That's the biggest thing. He has his own way. This isn't right.
He also sounds pretty smart though, so.
I like your pants. I didn't realize what.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
it's
you.
adorable. You have boxer ones?
Yes, I do.
You just gonna come back in with that? You just gonna turn on?
Yeah, I just have to.
Right. Sorry, but you didn't have to wrap it. I guess maybe not on paper on it, but it's
And that's on Xbox. That's his gaming name on Xbox.
And do you guys have that you have that Xbox Live service, right, where you pay once a year and you get on and use-
We did. We haven't used it, but I offered them my Xbox and they said they didn't need it, that they could
Okay.
get it all up.
I just meant though, for that login, that's what it's associated to get on those games.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know how to do all that stuff.
Would you know his email that's associated with that name?
With that, no. The only email I have is a school email that comes up on my phone.
Okay.
He may have used that, and unless you guys set it up under your email.
You're welcome to go on my email. I don't know. Let's see, how it's easier if you look at it. 23H Dilly.
At PCCSD-K12.net. Okay.
And then here's the email that my account, so.
Harley School.
Is it okay if we just take a picture now?
Absolutely. Can keep
Just
it
in
if you
case
need
somebody's.
it.
Your last name makes for fun emails.
Sounds good.
People
Yeah.
tease us and go, Dilly, Dilly.
You have to. I mean, if you didn't, you're doing something wrong. Let's be
Right.
honest.
Yeah, we should hear what my dad calls it.
Okay, say it again to Dave Bishop. It's a gray one-story house. If you were at the corner of
Okay.
State and Fulton.
If you're at State and Fulton, the house for sale on the corner, it's the one to the right.
So there's a house for sale on the corner. His is one on right.
Yes. So it's right next to it.
Like if you're standing on the road, it's the one on the right?
Okay.
Left
Do you
and
have
right.
piece of paper?
Yep. Absolutely.
Sorry, I'm a visual person.
You like that?
I like that.
Okay.
Me too.
Here's our house. This is East Fifth. This is the halfway house.
Okay.
Alright, then you have the house right here. This is Fulton. This is the one for sale. His is right next door.
So there's a little alleyway right here.
Yes,
This is your house. This is Bishop.
yes.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. I was gonna say the only other thing is Google Earth, but I don't know the address.
No, we can do that.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah, thanks for
Yeah.
coming down and
Yeah,
being willing to speak with us.
anything else? I'm out there still racking my brain on 8. I'm about to go walk for 8 minutes and see.
Do you care if we talk to your husband for a couple minutes?
No.
Ask him about the money, see if he gave him anything, if he
No,
ran to the store
no,
or anything
you're
like that?
more
Because
than-
you gave us some very good information.
You're more than welcome to talk to him.
Oh, real quick, there is another question too, I forgot about this. Do you have an Amazon account that he could have accessed or gone on?
I have an Amazon account, but I don't know. However, you need to get the information off it. You could see everything that was bought. Here's the account. See if that's what you need. I hate to laugh, but then my mom says you have to laugh when something's funny.
You have to laugh. That's why they're mean about cops, because we have a horrible sense of humor, because you have to laugh when times are bad to get yourself through it, so that it's okay later.
I feel bad that I'm not showing so much emotion, but they put me on meds to help me because I was puking.
You need to take care of you as well, and you take care of Rory, like you said. Find out what to do with that kid.
But anything,
You're very
absolutely, I have no problem.
Be settings. This showed it. There it is. This shows you how much I want it.
Chuck is gonna run me back.
Okay. So Amazon customer. Do you know what email you have associated to it? Thank you.
Thank you, Heather.
You're
Appreciate it.
welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Call us too, if anything, any kind of question or any kind of information.
Oh, believe me, I'm gonna be racking my
Okay.
brains more.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Dilly's Designs, it comes to me that way, I think.
Dilly's Designs.
I'm pretty sure. Hold on, let me see if I. That's my business page, so that way I get information. How would I find that out? How would I find
Login. Account login. Correct?
that out? I got it.
Okay.
That's what you wanted, I think. Dilly 43420. Sorry, it's under my old.
Oh, that's that one. That one. Okay. All right, and if you were to call one of us, what phone number are you calling from so we answer it?
419-341-2010.
Okay. You'll find if you call either Ed or I, we won't answer it, so leave a message, because we get 9 times out of 10 it's some stupid automated things constantly, because they gave out our numbers for work.
See,
So-
and that's why my voicemail was full. I don't remember about my voicemail because honestly, was taught not to answer numbers you don't know. So I just
Yeah.
thought things,
I agree with you on that.
I'm sorry, but
No, not at all.
I am going to tell you right now, I'm going to push the school change their policy, because they could have reached my husband or someone else. If there was an emergency, they know how to reach us. How do you know that some of these kids that you're not answering
Yeah.
aren't missing?
Yeah.
Or, hello, just cut school? You know, so I will be working on that.
Okay. Thank you, Heather.
Thank you.
A forensic search revealed Heather and her husband were not involved in his disappearance. Detective decided to search the home once again and discovered his jacket by the chimney. There they found his dead body. Detectives concluded that the child climbed up on the roof and attempted to enter the home through the chimney and got stuck, which led to his death. No charges were brought against Heather or her husband, causing outrage in the community who felt they should have been charged with neglect.